difficult.
Yeah, sure.
But no, yeah.
In theory.
Yeah, I think that is true, and I actually think it's a lot easier for me because I go to Utrecht and I actually experience those hurdles pretty head on. So it's you just have to deal with it. I think if you stay in architecture and you translate to research, it's a lot more difficult for you because you are in this design world, and it's a lot harder to experience how research is actually the research world is actually functioning. So maybe that's why I wanted to present to kind of give an idea of how.
I think it was really a relevant presentation.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it raises so many
why
questions.
I regret so much that the rest of PhD candidates are not here because it's precisely useful.
It's a key discussion.
It's really
It's a
key
basis discussion.
Yeah, and I like that I can discuss it here because, of course, I've had a lot of talks at human geography, but it's also nice because I do like the field of architecture and planning. It's not like I want to translate into human geography. So I like that I can come back here and talk about it.
But it's like a language, you cannot forget it once you learn
No.
it. I mean, you can forget it, but it's like you cannot decide, I will forget it.
Yeah. No, that is true.
But also this remains the great difficulties in students. Now that I am teaching this theory of urbanism, and I see that the students, some of them, most of them, I would say, they have difficulties to abstract their concrete graduation projects into theories. They don't know where to look. What is this topic that they are, this translation from, where do they start, which sources they use? It seems to me, to them, very difficult because it's precisely that differences of researchers and designers, that designers are very much into the concrete.
Yeah, which I sometimes have to say I miss a little bit because they can talk forever about it. So it's pretty nice sometimes to just go do something.
Yes.
But that is true, and I think that's one of the challenges I had with reading in the beginning, because the abstract level, it was just too much.
Yeah.
And I was used to translate, as a designer, you translate everything to the outside, to the materialized kind of way. And that's how you understand.
You see how you're adjusting your language already.
Yeah.
No, it's good to hear. It's good, it makes it richer.
But that translation is very difficult when you go to that abstract level, and that is really something that I say you just have to try and just keep trying until you figure it out.
Yeah, because it's a matter of practice. But I realized this that the students of the master have these difficulties because they read very little. Actually, that
is also true.
The basis.
And actually, as in Utrecht, we are advised for our master thesis not to use any brand theories. I'm not sure if it applies to research masters as well. For now, it was just for regular master students, professional masters. And I think this is something I sometimes see come across in the paper of architecture on projects that have been based on Foucault. Or and I like how
only talk about that and nothing else.
And design, and I'm like, how can you do that?
But they use Foucault like a poetical experience more.
Yeah, and then it's actually, if you present that to Utrecht, they're not going to listen to you because they think you don't take their seriously.
Sorry, that's true.
Yeah, then they go to the other side. They focus only on the theories and the grand theories, and they don't make the connection with the concrete world.
And they make a more literal translation, like a patterns of the design or something. But that's not how it was intended. So that's I think that is maybe something you have to be aware of, or maybe try to prevent. That is one of the, I guess the things that can go wrong when you translate from design to research.
Yeah.
Well, no, wrong is the wrong word, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's a tool that designers use actually to enrich their conceptual apparatus.
But it's a poetical.
It's a poetical, but then there's not. Well, thing is from that point of view, from the point of view of actually looking as a social or human geographer, that is wrong. But there's no wrong in using analogies, using metaphors, But as long as a designer you're aware of that, you're using it in that way. And a lot of our students are not aware of, that. It's not wrong. I think wrong is.
No, I think you're right. If you are aware that you are using it.
How you use the grand theories
Yeah,
in
sure.
the objective way in designing urbanism.
But then you have not made a design based on Foucault, then you have made a design based
On your experience,
Yeah.
Of course.
And that, I think,
on your
yeah.
affect.
So you could agree you have to
Effectual
be aware.
relation with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so
Because-
sorry, Stefan is not here.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have.
No, it's,
Yeah, it's really very important topic for us. Actually, I think there's also a lot of, places to continue the discussion in our interest. So, yeah.
because the second step would be, now you're talking mainly about grand theory, the second step would actually be to see how you will experience it in a while. You'll be doing empirical studies as well.
Yeah.
And how actually that, because that's a secondly, where actually empirics inform design, or actually
Yeah.
design informs empirics. There's a number of few types of relationships between empirical studies and design. So that's the next level, I think, where it would be interesting as soon as
Yeah.
you've
You
done
want
maybe
to
some
experience.
empirics actually to
Yeah.
come back
Yeah.
and to talk about that.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
would be very, yeah.